guys, so I am finally filming for you this community college video that I promised to give you guys a long time ago, but I'm just now getting around to it, so I apologize for that. But first I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of my story with community college. Right now I am a sophomore in college and I graduated high school in 2011 and went straight into community college. I didn't take a year off or anything like that. I knew I wanted to go to school, so that wasn't really a decision I had to make or anything. I knew I wanted to go to school, so I just went straight to community college. And in your questions, you guys actually asked me like why I chose to go to community college. So your guys' questions actually have a lot to do with my story. So a lot of people were actually asking what the heck is a community college. You guys, some of you guys have no idea what it is. So community college, my sister gave me a little definition here because I was trying to explain it to you guys and I was like, that's not the right definition. So community college is a government funded school. It is a college and it's essentially cheaper than a university, and generally people only go for 2 years and then transfer to a university. You can also get your associate's degree there, which is just a 2-year college degree. It's not like a bachelor's or anything like that. Yeah, pretty much anyone can go to community college. You don't have to have a certain GPA. If you want to go, you can go. However, you do have to pay. You have to pay for books, classes. It's kind of like, for me, what I'm using community college for, it's kind of like a middle ground. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like the middle step from high school to a university. And I'll tell you guys why I chose community college. Because it's in a question, so I'm going to answer that question. Actually, let's go ahead and just get into questions because you guys asked me really good questions. First question, are the teachers mean? How long are the classes? Are the classrooms big? What are your best moments in community college? Are the teachers mean? This question, I mean, I feel like anywhere you go, whether it's high school, middle school, a university, community college, there are going to be nice teachers, there's going to be mean teachers. So just because it's a community college doesn't mean there's just going to be just mean teachers or just nice teachers. I generally tend to gravitate towards the nicer teachers just because they're more lenient and they are willing to help you if you need help. So for any college in general, how long are the classes? Usually an hour and a half or hour 45 to 4 hours, I think, is the longest. Yeah, 4 hours, I think, maybe the longest. And then I've taken a 4-hour class before. I took it in summer. It was ridiculous. If you guys remember, I think I vlogged during that time too. It was just craziness. Are the classrooms big? Classrooms, there's actually a wide range of classroom sizes just because there are different classes that need more room for students because more students tend to generally take that type of class, if that makes sense. So English classes, math classes usually have bigger classrooms and pretty much like lecture halls. Oh, and I had art history my freshman year. My first semester, freshman year, I had art history and like this movie theater kind of classroom. Was really cool. So yeah, there's lecture halls and then there's like the smaller, more personal classrooms for classes that don't need as much space because not as many students enroll in those classes. So, and then there's in between. So there is a different, what am I trying to say? There is a huge range of classroom sizes. What are your best moments in community college? I don't know if I have a best moment in community college, but I think one of the best things about community college would have to be either choosing, or just college in general, my college experience, I think I would say is being able to choose your own schedule. And when you have your classes, if you don't want class on Monday, you can choose not to have class on Monday. If you don't want class Friday, if you want to have a 4-day weekend, you can choose not to have class on Monday and Friday and give yourself a 4-day weekend if you want. So yeah, I think just being able to choose my schedule. And then I would also have to say meeting so many people. I think that goes just generally in college, like for the general college experience, just meeting so many different new people. And people think that community college is just full of like stupid people and people who just goofed off in high school. I don't know, just like not like smart people or something, and I just met some of the smartest people in community college, so that's definitely a misconception of community college. My decision for community college wasn't necessarily like I want to go to community college, so I'm going to go to community college. And it wasn't for any financial reasons. Mainly the reason I went to community college was because I applied in high school. I applied to, I think, only 2 universities, because the other ones I wanted to go to, it was just way too much of a what's the word, expectation. Like in high school, I didn't have the best grades. I mean, I had okay grades for me personally. Like I would get B's and C's. Like it wasn't like competitive grades where, you know, other students who had really good transcripts and applications, like I wouldn't be competitive with them, if that makes sense. Because also in high school, I didn't have extracurriculars. The only thing I did was volleyball, and that was it. I did volleyball. Yeah, so I didn't apply to as many universities. I did apply to a private school, didn't get in. I applied to like a Cal State, if you guys know what those are. And I got into that school, went to visit it. It's not too close, but I went to visit it, didn't really like it. So I ended up not going, even though I was accepted. And for some people, you're probably like, what the heck, if you got accepted into college, why didn't you go? It was the only reason I applied to that college. I didn't want to go there. The only reason I applied was because it was kind of like a fallback option, where if I didn't get anywhere else, I knew that I would have a good chance of getting in there. So I did get in there, but realized that it wasn't the school for me. So yeah, so my decision there was, well, I guess I have to go to community college. And in the beginning, I didn't want to go to community college. I felt like a failure or something going to community college, which now I realize is the most wrong thing to think in going to community college. And I'll explain that because there's a question coming up that's really good. So yeah, that's my answer to that one, why I ended up at community college. So this next question is probably my favorite question I got asked out of all the questions, just because it is kind of like, okay, I'll just read it to you. So, hey Charisse, I got a question. So I'm in 11th grade at the moment, and I have to figure out what school I want to go to after graduation. I'm going to apply to this university, but if I don't get in right away, my plan B was to go to community college and then transfer. But people are telling me just to wait because community college will be a waste of time and I won't get anything out of it. From someone who attends community college, what do you think? I love this question because there are so many misconceptions about community college, and people think, like in the question, people think it's a waste of time, it's just for stupid people, and you won't get anything out of it, right? So going into community college, that's kind of what I thought. I was like, this is just going to be like the worst experience. I will tell you, community college can be a waste of your time if you make it a waste of your time. So in my experience, it's all about how you use your time. You have to use your time wisely in community college because it goes like that. It goes so fast. So you have to make sure you're taking enough units. You have to make sure you're taking the right classes. That is probably the most important thing. You have to make sure you're taking the right classes, because if you're taking the wrong classes for your major, then yeah, it is a waste of time pretty much. But you also have to make sure you're challenging yourself, because once you do transfer, you're going to be taking university level classes. And there are, I'm going to be honest, there are classes in community college that are just easy breezy, like a middle schooler could take this class. So you have to make sure you choose the right professors, you're taking challenging classes, and you're just making the best of your time there, because your experience at community college is going to be the experience you give yourself, if that makes sense. So what I did, I think this is a question that I get later, but what I did was I made sure I kept my grades up. I took challenging classes. I took a minimum of 3 classes each semester. And I mean, classes in community college are hard classes. It's college. It's not like it's high school. It is college. Just because it's a small step under a university doesn't mean that the classes are easy. Yes, there are easy classes to choose from, but there's also easy classes to choose from at a university. So I don't understand why people think that community college is just like a baby school or something. I don't know, but yeah, classes are challenging. Like, you have to take out a lot of your time to study and make sure you keep your grades up and keep your studying up so you know the material, and preparing for each class session. It's a lot of work. So if you think that you're not going to get the same academic experience as you would in a university, think again. It's all about how you decide to make your schedule and how you decide to make your time at community college. And I'm actually happy that I really did buckle down in community college, because it's really easy to slip up. So let me just say this, there are a lot of misconceptions about community college. So if someone's telling you it's a waste of time and you won't get anything out of it, that's not true. They probably, I'm guessing, have never been to a community college, or if they have, they didn't use their time wisely at community college. So yeah, they're probably just basing it off the misconceptions that everyone thinks community college is just stupid, but it's not. I have had really great experience in community college, so I completely disagree with that. So thank you for that question. I'm really happy to answer those kinds of questions. So if you don't get into the university you want to get into, I definitely say community college is the best the best next step for you, because then you can work even harder than you did in high school. Not saying you probably did bad in high school, I'm just saying even if you did really good in high school, didn't get into the university you wanted to get into, you can go to community college, work just as hard as you did in high school, if not harder, and get into a university. And what a lot of people don't know, listen to me everyone, it's so much easier to get into a university from community college than it is from high school to a university. I'll tell you why. Because in community college you're already taking college level classes, and so you already have that academic level down. So when they look at transfers, they know, oh yeah, so she has A's and B's and she was taking college level courses, so yeah, we'll accept her because we know she's going to work hard in our school because she was already taking college level classes. Does that make sense? Because high school isn't really college level classes necessarily. So yeah, so that's why they're so much harder on high schoolers than they are on transfer students. So that's a great advantage. Next question, which got a lot of thumbs up. Could you talk about maintaining a relationship through college? A lot of people think it's impossible, but it's not. You are a great example of that. Thank you very much. I think it helps because me and Isaiah go to the same schools, so that really helps out just right off the bat. And the challenging thing with me and Isaiah though is that we both have really busy schedules. Isaiah takes less units than I do, but he does work a lot, so that's his busy schedule. And then I take a lot of units and I don't work, so I'm like all about the schoolwork, like intense, like trying to get out of community college. So not saying that Isaiah's not trying to get out of community college, but he takes less units and he works as well, so whatever, you guys know what I mean. So what we do is we designate a day to make sure that we can hang out with each other at least once a week, and then we try to find like little holes throughout the week to see if we can use that time to just see each other for a little bit. And of course we talk every day, and I don't know, you can't just put, I don't know, if you're in like a serious relationship, whatever, you can't just put it on the back burner, you know what I mean? Even for school and stuff, like it's hard to like manage your time, but as long as you're talking and you designate at least a day a week to see each other, then that should be good. So that's what we do. Thank you for your question. What plan did you make for yourself or follow to ensure your place at your school of choice in the field you desired? Did you have a time period, the typical 2 years, etc.? What was it, and did you stay on track? If so, how did you manage? I think this question is asking me, how did I plan my time in community college so that I could make sure that I transfer to the school I want to go to study the major I want to. We've gone so long in this video without telling you what my major is. I am a business major. So basically what I did was, in the beginning, I didn't know what I wanted to do. My whole freshman year, 2 semesters, fall and spring semester, I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life. I didn't know what my major was going to be, anything like that. So that kind of stressed me out a little bit, but I knew that as long as I was taking the right classes, even though I didn't know what I wanted to do, then I would be fine until I figured out what I wanted to do. For example, there are classes aside from your major classes that you have to take to transfer. For example, you have to take your English classes, math classes. There are like psychologies, sociologies, sciences, you know, the general sections you have to take aside from your major classes. So that's what I did. My first full year, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So for me personally, what I did was I just made sure I was taking those extra classes I had to take to transfer, just so I wasn't wasting my time, you know what I mean? So you have to make sure that you're using your time wisely, definitely. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, just making sure that I'm checking with the universities that I want to transfer to, making sure that I'm taking the right classes so I can transfer. Did I have a time period? Yes, 2 years. I'm trying to get out. So this next semester, my spring semester, hopefully it's going to be my last semester at community college, but I'm not 100% sure of that. But yeah, my general time period has always been 2 years, but I know that there's always a chance you might need an extra semester, so it's like 2 years and a semester, you know, I don't know. I don't really mind that as much, just because I know in the long run, just a semester of classes is not going to be a big deal, you know? So, I don't know, we'll see. What did I do to stay on track? I just made sure I kept my grades up. And like I said, I made sure I was taking the right classes, which is really important. And that I was taking enough classes, enough units to make sure that I get, because there is a minimum amount of units you have to take to transfer to some universities. And then private schools can be a little different. Some private schools have no minimum requirement, but you do have to like take certain classes, so you kind of do have a minimum requirement, if that makes sense. But yeah, so private schools are a little bit different. But yeah, so you do have to make sure you're taking enough classes to get enough units to be able to transfer. And she also asked, how did I manage all of this? Making sure that my schedule I made for myself gave me enough time to be able to study for all of my classes, to succeed in the classes and get A's. So if you pack on too many classes, you're not going to have time to study for all your classes, and you're just not going to do well. Yeah, it is ambitious to, you know, want to take a lot of classes, but it's not practical. Even in universities, it's the same way. You don't want to take too many classes because it's a lot of hard work. And community college classes are the same way. If you're taking challenging classes, you know, they're really challenging, they're hard. So yeah, that's what I manage, just to make sure I have enough time to study. And I do procrastinate, but I make sure I get the work done. Don't procrastinate, it's such a bad habit. Next question, what is your major and how do you effectively study/take notes? I know for myself, the transition from high school to college was very difficult and challenging. I'm still in school and love to hear other people's study tips. Okay. What is your major and how do you effectively take notes? Okay. My major, as I said, is business administration. And then hopefully what I'm going to go into is entrepreneurship. So like owning your own business, that kind of thing. And how do you effectively take notes? I have to have, okay, for me personally, this is just what works for me. It has to be dead quiet. Like I can't have the TV on, I can't have music on, I can't have YouTube on. That is like my biggest distraction, YouTube. It has to be quiet. I have to be in the zone, just focus solely on my homework and studying. I study early. Like if you have an exam, you know, you have in a week, you have to start studying gradually each day. You can't wait till the last minute, because then all the information in your head is just going to leave, because it's not going to think it's important, you know what I mean? Because if you're studying constantly over days, your brain's going to be like, oh yeah, I need to keep this if she keeps studying it. This is actually what one of my professors told me happens. So you have to make sure you study over the course of days versus just the day before where you're cramming everything in, then it's much easier to lose your memory of what you studied. So definitely studying early really helps a lot. And then also, I think I actually want to do a video on this, because I could dedicate a whole video to this, my study habits and notes and stuff. So if that's okay, I'm gonna hold off on that question. Yeah, because high school classes versus college classes are challenging. So I want to dedicate a whole video to that because I do think I do a pretty good job of it. I don't know. I have a 3.68 GPA right now. Or is it 3.86? I think it's 3.68 right now. So out of a 4.0, for people who don't know what like the GPA scale is, like how much do I pay? Excuse me. It definitely varies on how many classes you take because you have to pay for each unit you take. So I think, because I'm taking 15 units this semester, which is just crazy, but community college is expensive, at least where I live. So I had to pay about 400 something for all my classes this semester, which is 15 units. Around $400 in there. 400 to 500 is the range I had to pay. I don't remember exactly, but 400 to 500. And then you have to pay for your books, which are freaking expensive. Like $100 a book, pretty much. Some books are a little bit cheaper if your professor's nice and they choose a book that's less expensive for the students. But usually the books are like $100, more or less. So I mean, it's ridiculous, but if you want financial aid, definitely it's available at community colleges. So you just make sure you talk to your counselor or talk to a financial aid person for that. Yeah, definitely. Do you sometimes wish to have an on-campus experience? Well, community college does have a campus, so I do get like that on-campus, you know, people interaction, library experience, like all that kind of stuff. The only thing I don't get from community college that I would get from university is the size, I think, because community colleges tend to be smaller. I mean, they actually are pretty big, but in comparison to a university, it is smaller. What age do you want to move out of your parents' house? Well, I think it's just all about timing, I guess, if that's the right answer I want to give, because if I got into the university I wanted to and I went there, you know, I'd move out right after high school and I'd be living on campus in a dorm. But since I'm in community college, once I transfer is when I'd be moving out. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with age, just timing, I guess. How do you choose community college? Is it free? For how long are you studying there? Then what are you going to do? So how do you choose community college? I mean, it's totally up to you. You don't have to have like a minimum GPA. You don't have to have a certain amount of extracurriculars, you know. So you pretty much just apply, you put in your information. I mean, it is like a lengthy process kind of because you have to put in like all this information, but that's pretty much all you have to do to go to community college. Is it free? It's free to apply, but actually community college is pretty expensive. Not as expensive as a university where you have to pay like a tuition, but you do have to pay for your classes, you have to pay for your books, which does get pretty expensive. For how long are you studying there? Hopefully just 2 years. I might have to do 2 years in a semester, but we'll see how it goes. And then what am I going to do after I finish all the classes I need, which I said 2 years in a semester or less? I'm going to be transferring and studying business administration in my field of study. Is that what it's called? My specialty, I guess, would be entrepreneurship. Do I regret it? No, not at all. In the beginning, I wasn't so hot about the idea of community college, but now, like being in community college for 3 semesters, I love it. I love community college. Just because the experience too, you know, it's kind of like taking a break and not going to a university completely, because for me, like, I haven't moved out because of community college, you know, and so it's kind of like I get to stay at home. I'm still like working hard, like the classes are challenging, like I said. I feel like I'm just a broken record here saying the same things, but yeah, so it is working hard, but I get to like still be at home and with my family and stuff, so it kind of is kind of like a break, I guess, because if I was at a university, I would be moved out. So yeah, no, I don't regret it at all. Do you ever feel like you're missing out? yes. I feel like I'm missing out on the kind of college experience, like, because after I transfer, I won't be a freshman or sophomore anymore, so I'd be transferring at the junior level, and I most likely won't be living in a dorm room, so I kind of missed out on that experience, which, I don't know, I'm not like bummed about it or anything. Missing out on the college experience? No, because, at least academically, because it is still hard work, and I do feel like I'm in college. I don't feel like I'm in high school and wasting time, you know. I do feel like I'm in college with the amount of classes, with the amount of classes and with the type of classes that I'm taking. So that's actually all the questions that you guys had for me. Hopefully I gave you guys a lot of information on community college and you guys found some answers you were looking for. If not, and you still have some more questions, you can leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer what other questions you guys have. And you can also tweet me your questions. I'm good at answering back on those, but don't direct message me on Twitter because I'm so bad at checking those. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Hopefully, I don't know, I hope I did a good job representing community college. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will have my P.O. Box opening video up very soon for you guys too, for those of you who sent me those letters. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye!